I've told myself I wouldn't tell the story since I feel like it's a weird, confusing one for me, and I apologize if I'm not crystal clear in my descriptions. I took 3 grams just because, no particular reason. I was tired of life and wanted to be given a direction, I guess. Took the 3 grams of psilocybin and started tripping, but at first, things looked brighter and I kept looking at myself in the mirror with a smile. I was so impressed that I was alive and looked so good. But I still just feel emptiness. I didn't know what was the point of anything, and I started pacing around my room, trying to figure out how I wanted to lead my life. I had a surreal moment where I knew I was confident in my skills and how much work I've put in, as well as how free of any true limiting factors. I felt for a second that I was free to do anything I wanted to do. At that moment, I felt one of the greatest feelings ever. At the base of my skull, slightly to the left, I felt energy envelop my whole body, and I felt hyper powerful at that moment. It felt like I understand that all of us, had the power of God, the ability to create things through speech, changing the structure of the universe to benefit me. I felt like I could do anything I wanted to do in life. But that's when my ego went full beast mode, and I started having delusions about this being my time to claim my spot as the rightful hegemon of our reality. I went outside with my sober cousin since I wanted to test reality and see if my perspectives were different from his. We stopped under the automatic lights of a church because I felt something big. I stopped and just looked up at the big dark sky, and I could feel a heavy pressure, a pressure that had enveloped my heart, like someone or something had put their hand around my heart. At the same time, I started breathing faster, out of anxiety and fear, but then I felt like I was in control of the wind through my breathing. When I inhaled, the wind would accelerate, and when I exhaled, things slowed down and moved. The automatic lights would flicker at my breathing. I remember just being frozen in front of my cousin and me trying to make sense of the things that were happening. My explanation for this feeling was that I had pierced the secret of gods. I had the realization that I could do pretty much anything I wanted to, and that the universe helped make my intentions come true. I also had the feeling something high above was threatening me to not release information, and I was so scared by the experience that I just remember violently screaming inside of my head, "I don't know anything." And I wanted to forget what I had just learned, and the moment I said I didn't know anything, it felt like I truly forgot what explanation I had for all of it. I don't remember even now. I was scared I was going insane, so I went to the hospital to just be around a safe space. I remember floating in the ambulance, and I was still on this mission to know how our reality truly works. I came to the hospital. I was put in a hall that seemed to be like a ton of people were going through, and the sounds of hospitals were going off. As I came down, I realized there was barely anyone. I looked at a nurse whose face was gold bright like an angel's, and I had the weirdest and most shocking hallucination. I was staring at a hallway, and suddenly a female nurse just went up against the right wall and tilted her head while we were staring at each other in the eyes and said, "I'm just here to make you laugh," and went back from where she came from. I had a couple more experiences, but this is long enough. That was today's trip report on Third Eye Chronicles. If you enjoyed the journey, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next trip.